What's going on, y'all? So time to get down to some quick comparisons of the Arrma Kraton 4S, which of course is going to be on my right, to the Traxxas Maxx, which is on my left. Now, I have both of these side by side to one another, and I want to show you guys some of the differences as far as the layout, some of the ground clearances between the two, and also just want to talk about cost and stuff as well, just so I can kind of somewhat clear the air just on my thoughts. Now, I have both trucks and I've run both trucks. I haven't run the Max as much as I've run the Kraton just yet, but I mean, give me a couple of weeks. I'll have just as many runs in, or a couple of months or so. Now, I got the Kraton several months ago and I've run it and I haven't had any problems. I did have one drive shaft kind of pop off once, but it popped right back on. Hadn't had any issues with it since then. With the Max, I just got it. I've only run it a couple of times. And of course, I haven't had any issues because of course it's brand new. I've only run it, 3 or 4 times. I think I ran it 3 or 4 times today. So anyway, let's go ahead and start trying to look at some quick comparisons. We're going to look at the tire size. So if you guys look at the tire size, we see that side by side. The Kraton 4S tires are bigger than that which is on the Traxxas Maxx. So you guys see that there. Both of them use 17 millimeter hexes on there, but Traxxas does use a proprietary type hex on their wheel, and they are plastic for the hub that's on there. They are not aluminum. The Kraton does have aluminum ones, so that's a big difference there. And these are kind of standard, like the 5-star, and these kind of have that clover look. So you guys can kind of see those images there for that. So that is a difference there with those. So that's something to kind of keep in mind with that. As far as width wise, the Kraton is wider than the Max. You guys can see that there. I mean, I don't have to set that on top of that. You guys can kind of plainly see that that is wider there. And then as far as ground clearance as well, the Kraton has higher ground clearance than the Max does. Now, when I ran this the first few times, I was hitting a lot down here. So I would probably need to try to raise these shocks up. Actually, I can't raise them up anymore because if I put them in that other hole, they're actually going to lower down some. So I may have to do some shock adjustments for that. But you guys can clearly see in my videos when I was running, I was hitting particular things there a lot with it. It did bounce up and stuff a couple of times. I didn't have that kind of issue with the Kraton there as well. Let me see if I can get a ruler real quick. All right, y'all, so I do have a ruler. Let me put a little light on this too so we can see it a little bit better. So the Kraton stops at about, I'd say close to a little less than 3 inches there. And then with the Max, it's a little less than 2 inches. You guys see that there. There hasn't been any adjustments to these at all. They're both still stocked out the box. I haven't changed anything on the Kraton. Of course, you can't change the height of that unless you change the suspension or take out these spacers here, and it will kind of lower the truck down. But this is still stock out the box with that. So that shows you guys as far as the ride height and the center of gravity of clearance for that. Now, on the side of it, it does raise up for the Max on the side. So the center of gravity does get a little higher on the side for the Max, but the Kraton has a flat chassis, so it's basically a low center of gravity chassis. So it's the same almost 3 inches all the way from the front to the back. So that's the difference there with that. As far as body shells and stuff go, I mean, it's give or take with that, guys. I'm not going to get too much into body shells and stuff. They both have something that will protect you if you flip. The Kraton has these on the front. The Max has these on top. So you guys see I kind of got some scrapes there on the top of my Kraton. So it's give or take. It's how your preference is with that. Traxxas did do some upgrades on this particular truck that they let out or they released. So you guys see that no longer is it just a screw there, because that was a big issue with when you ran this truck. When you ran like the Revo 2.0, the X Max, you flip and this ends up eating through your body. So there was an improvement there for that. As far as looks go, now one is a monster truck, one is a truggy. So get this to kind of focus in just a little bit. Let me get this light off real quick. Maybe that'll help it. There we go. Just a little bit. So one is a truggy, one is a monster truck. So there are differences there with that. You have to remember and recall that the Kraton is kind of a monster truggy. and the Maxx is a kind of it's a monster truck. So just consider that. But the Kraton is wider than the Maxx. So the Kraton's going to handle, but I know you guys don't want to hear that are Traxxas fanboys with that, but it is going to handle better because it's got a wider stance and with the bigger tires and stuff as well. But I'm going to take these out and I'm going to run them both on 3S and then also on 4S to show you guys how these trucks run. I'm going to get the ramp out and I'm going to jump them as well so we can see how they run and how they jump as well. So other things with this, of course, the Maxx has this bumper on the front. The Kraton doesn't have one there with it. So that's things to consider with that. We take these bodies off. I can get this off real quick without making too much commotion. All right, so we get these bodies off and we can see I have both of these back to the very back of the wall. So you see the Kraton is just a tad bit longer than the Maxx as well. As far as systems go, they both come with 2400 kV motors with it. The Kraton, as you guys see, has a heat sink that is on the motor. If this can focus in, has a heat sink that's on the motor, and then it has a little fan on top, where the Traxxas one has something similar, and then it has a bigger fan on top as well. As far as ESCs and stuff go, they both are 3 and 4S compatible with that. Servos is going to be another thing that people may want to know about. The Kraton, you can use a standard 10 scale servo in it. Whereas with the Maxx, I'm not 100% sure if you can use a standard servo in there. You guys put that down in the comments with that. But I know this is kind of an X-Max size servo in here, standard servo in there with that. So they both, for me, have performed well as far as driving and stuff. Some people say that the Arrma 4S series needs a stronger servo. It's been fine for me. I mean, like I said, it's kind of driver preference there as well, but I haven't had a need or want to really upgrade that servo too much because it's been fine. It's been compatible with the speed, and the same thing with the Maxx here as well. I've only driven, like I said, a few times, but I haven't had a need to want to, upgrade, or I think I need to upgrade a servo later on. It's been fine stock out the box. As far as shocks go, now shocks are going to be something that, is definitely going to stand out. The Maxx has threaded body aluminum shocks. You guys can see that up there. And the Kraton has plastic shocks, and they're not threaded or anything. They just use spacers in here. If you take these spacers out, it'll kind of lower the ride height or drive height of the truck. So that is a difference there. Now, people have had issues periodically with the shocks and stuff leaking. I haven't had that issue, guys, at all with these. So, and these are beefier than the 3S series shocks. So you guys can see that they both come with beefy shocks on both of those. So no issues or problems there, with that. As far as chassis layouts and stuff go, the Kraton does come with this chassis brace. You guys see that there. Arrma's been including that with a lot of their cars, which is good. And Traxxas kind of has this one that's right here, in there as well. So now I'm going to get to kind of a touchy subject, which is going to be LiPo batteries. You are going to be limited with the LiPo batteries you can use in your Maxx truck. Now, I say that because with the Kraton, you guys see they use Velcro straps here. So you're really not too limited on size on there. I can fit like some of my Wamfi bags, which are a little bit bigger, and all my 4S batteries are actually kind of big. I can fit up in there, but I can't fit the same ones inside this Maxx. What I'm going to have to do is when I put them in here, it has to literally just set with this out, with this not being closed. Now, A-Main has got a good video up where they actually sell a strap. I forgot the name of the company and stuff, guys. So if I find it, I'll put it in the description or something. I'll maybe show an image or something here. But they just basically took this out, and there's a company that makes a strap that actually braces to this piece here, and it's got two straps on that'll allow you to fit. I think they were running 6S LiPo, but that'll allow you to use different size LiPos in here. And then as far as lengthwise, there is a piece of foam that is right there, and there's also a piece of foam that came on here, but I took that off because I was trying to fit other size batteries in here, and that just kept me from putting them in there. So right now, as of how this sits, this is limited on battery use. You can't take your batteries out your current X-Max and use them in here. You can't do it. They're just going to be too big, like the 6700s and stuff. You can possibly use the 5,000 Traxxas ones, but I've never used those because of the plugs and stuff that come with it. So that's just something to consider for that. Now, as far as speed wise, I haven't done a complete test on the Maxx for speed, but I have for the Kraton, and I got between 48 and I think about 50 to 51. I think when I was recording, I got about, I think it was 48 or 49 or something like that, maybe close to 54. I have not done a test for this yet, so we'll see how these both fan up for speed wise for that. As far as like gears and stuff like that, I think both transmissions are going to be fine on there. I don't see, you know, any issues or anything with that. But I think personally, the biggest things right now, and this is not a I hate Traxxas video, guys, or anything like that. It's just going to be the proprietary hex that's on here. And this is plastic that's on the Maxx. They didn't even do aluminum ones on it. Unless it's changed out. The videos I saw where they were taking it off, it was plastic. And these are aluminum, and this is standard. So you can put different size 17 millimeter tires and wheels on there. And you can on here as well, but you can't use these tires on here because of the hex design inside these wheels. So I think that Traxxas kind of misses the ball when they do that, because someone may want to get these tires because these tires are good. They may want to get these tires and put them on this truck or put them on something else. So in order to do that, you got to kind of trim out the inside of the wheel. So it's just, I don't think it's the best thing that they did for that, but matter of fact, I'll just show you guys. You guys can see right there the differences in the wheels, how it has a design and stuff on there as well. Now, as far as drive shafts go, they both come with plastic drive shafts. Like I said, I had one of these pop out maybe a month or two ago. I think I've had this thing about 5 months, and I had one pop out when I was running it, and I just kind of popped it back in and haven't had any issues with that popping back out. It didn't break. It just kind of popped, I guess, under stress and doing wheelies. So haven't had that with the Maxx, but like I said, the Maxx is still kind of pretty new with it. Now, the other thing is going to be cost wise. The Maxx costs $529. The Kraton costs $399. That is $130 difference between the two. Now, I know that Traxxas went through and they kind of shrunk down the X Max, and they did kind of a whole new design. From what I understand, it costs money to do that. I'm not saying that it's wrong that the price is higher, because this does come with aluminum shocks on there. But other than that, everything else is plastic on. I mean, it does have kind of a metal drivetrain. The Kraton has the plastic drivetrain, but I haven't had any issues with stripping any diff gears or anything with it. Someone may have, who knows, but I haven't had any from my driving experience at all. So I haven't had any transmission issues or anything with this. So the thing is going to be the cost. You're going to pay $130 more for the Maxx. And they're both still considered 10 scale trucks. They're going to be short course size, but they're still 10 scale trucks. So you're going to pay more for the Maxx. Now, some people don't mind paying the money. Of course, I went out and I paid and got mine because I wanted to get one. I wanted to run it. I wanted to run it against other trucks as well. And I wanted to show you guys and give you guys some of my thoughts on it. So that's why I went ahead and bought it as well. And I got tons of Traxxas cars too. You guys know I've had over 30 Stampede 4x4s. I know. I need to go to therapy. But anyway, so the biggest thing is going to be cost wise. Now, I've seen in the forums, I've seen in comments and stuff where people have kind of talked about that. If you put aluminum shocks on here, that's going to raise the price up. But that's going to be probably the only biggest difference here with these two, is if you put aluminum shocks on here. But it's not going to raise the price up $130 if you do that. So that's kind of a give or take with that. If you want to pay $529, which is fine for the Traxxas Maxx, which is fine. If you want to pay $399 for the Kraton and then do upgrades later on, you can do that as well, because it is fine out the box. So you guys kind of make your decisions and put your comments down below. Now, be nice in the comments, because a lot of stuff does get flagged out there. I got a lot of keyword stuff that get flagged and all that. So be nice in the comments. I want you guys to let me know your thoughts and stuff on them. But be nice if someone says something, or if somebody doesn't know anything, guys. Come on, just educate them. Don't blast them. I mean, because certain people, not to say people are sensitive, but certain people just don't know. So, and there's probably maybe one or two other things that I didn't actually like really point out too much of this, but those are going to be some of the major things there with these two trucks. I mean, there's going to be adjustability. It has adjustable turnbuckles and stuff for this. You guys see you have adjustability for that, where this one does not. but they're both completely plastic. One of just the major differences is going to be the shocks. And then, of course, the radios. This comes with the TQI radio, and this comes with the STX2 radio. So give or take with the radio, you guys, we have our thoughts and feelings on that. Spectrum Radio, I think maybe Horizon Arm may be working on doing an upgrade on their radio too. So, but I still don't think if you change the radio out and then you did aluminum shocks, it's going to raise the price up $130. I don't think it's going to do that. With this, of course, I did change out the connectors. It did come with the EC5 connectors, and this comes, of course, with the Traxxas connectors. But I changed this out just to a single XT90 because I just run single packs in here, 3S and 4S. So that's kind of it, guys. That's just kind of a look and overview of this. I'm going to get both of these out, and I'm going to get both of these running as well, so you guys can see them out there running in its entirety and see how they handle and stuff. You guys seen some of my videos already of me running this on 3S and then also on 4S. And you guys can always go back and see me running videos on this on 3S and 4S. But I'm going to get them both out. I'm going to run them both together. And then later on, I'll do other comparisons with the Max against the X Max, against the Stampede 4x4, against my E Max, and probably even the Kraton 4S and other things as well. Oh, also one other thing. I'm going to show you guys something real quick. So real quick, there's my Outcast 6S. So it's not bigger than an Outcast, guys. It's not longer than an Outcast. And of course, it's not wider than an Outcast there. You guys can kind of see that there as well. So I wanted to let you guys know. I know there's some people out there saying that, let me straighten this up just a little bit. I know there's some people out there kind of saying that the Max is, let's get that back all the way. There we go. The Max is bigger, same size as the 6S Outcast. It's not. Of course, this Outcast is wider and it's a little bit longer too. And the price difference is going to be, what is that? 20 bucks, 529, 549, 8 scale 6S. Of course, it's got the aluminum, threaded body shocks on there, etc., aluminum chassis and stuff like that. So there is a difference. I'm not going to run these two together because the Max is not going to beat this Outcast. I mean, it's going to be cool to go out there and run it and do stunts and stuff with, but compared to the Outcast as far as speed wise and all that, it's not going to beat it, guys. I mean, it's that plain and simple. They're two different trucks. This is 10 scale. This is 8 scale, and it's going to be different. So I'm not going to even do that. And I don't want to put up with the headache of that either. Cause some people out there, whoa, boy, I'm telling you. But, anyway, I wanted to show this to you guys. I know a lot of people have said that, but you guys see there, it's not longer, it's not bigger or anything like that. So, anyway, guys, that is a comparison. I wanted to show you guys the Max compared to the Kraton 4S, of course. And, get some of you guys' thoughts down below with this. So I'm going to, be taking this out in the next day or so and doing a super speed Saturday on this and seeing what kind of speeds we can get out the box with this. And like I said, I'm going to get them both out and I'm going to run them both together as well. So stay tuned for those videos, guys. Put your comments down below. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. Super speed Saturday is coming up.